Hi, my name is Father Charlie Bouchard, and I'm here with you today to share a word of hope on the readings for December 13th, which is the feast of St. Lucy. Today in the Gospel, we hear this rather enigmatic passage in which Jesus refers to some kind of child's game, and perhaps even points it out. These kids may have been playing this game right in the courtyard as he was speaking. And he says to them that it's like that people today are like children playing this game, partly because they're immature, because they hear the gospel preached by someone who's very ascetical, like John the Baptist, and they don't like that. Then they hear the gospel preached by somebody else, by Jesus, who eats and drinks and even multiplies bread and wine, and they don't like that either. And his point is perhaps that people, that is us, do not really know what we want. And that, in fact, however the gospel is presented to us, we're never quite satisfied. We always want something different. We're always looking for another kind of answer. But I think perhaps the real problem that Jesus highlights here is that people, as children sometimes are, were simply too superficial. That they might have looked at John the Baptist dressed in these weird clothes and eating little, if anything, except maybe insects and honey, and they'd say, oh yeah, we know all about this guy. He has nothing to tell us. Or they could look at Jesus, who is a very different kind of person, and they could say, yeah, we know about him. We know where he came from. He doesn't have anything to say to us. And perhaps the real issue here is that they settled for superficialities. They thought they could judge a book by its cover. They thought that they could assess somebody and the validity of that person's message by merely knowing them very superficially and seeing them once or twice or hearing them once or twice. But Jesus says at the end of this gospel, wisdom is vindicated by her works. And what he really means there is that the proof is in the pudding, as we might say in English. In other words, we shouldn't make our judgments about those who preach the gospel or about the gospel itself on the basis of superficialities or first impressions. We should instead look at the effectiveness of that gospel message. In other words, did anything happen because of the preaching of John the Baptist or the preaching of Jesus? Was there any substance to it? Did it change people's lives? And I think we would have to say that yes, in both cases, that was true. So the gospel today, I think, is calling us to go deeper, to shed our satisfaction with mere superficialities, our tendency toward rash judgment, and to looking at people and thinking we know everything about them, and instead try to analyze or to assess the outcome. What has this gospel really accomplished, and what is its promise? And if we look deeper, if we go deeper, and are not satisfied with just a superficial glance, we're going to find something very important about this gospel message, which is given to us as not just a sign of hope, but the realization of the hope and the promise that God has given us.